When buyers find the right home, most people think the next step is just picking a price, but there's a lot more strategy involved before an offer is written. I'm Michelle Bell, and in this video, I am going to walk you through how to prepare to make an offer on a house. So once we find the property that feels right, the next step is slowing down and reviewing the details before we move forward. This stage is all about preparation and strategy, and the goal is to make sure that you fully understand the property, the current market, the pricing, and how the purchase fits into your long-term plans and budget. A lot of buyers think writing an offer happens quickly, but there's usually a lot of discussion and preparation before anything is put on paper. So one of the first things we do is review the comparable properties. So we look at things like recent homes that have sold in the area, active listings, homes that may not have sold, and properties that are similar in location, size, condition, and style. All of this helps us understand where the property fits within the current market. We also compare things like list price versus sold price, how long similar homes are taking to sell, and how properties are being positioned in that specific market at that time. Every neighborhood and price range can behave differently, which is why local comparable sales matter so much when preparing an offer. So the next step is looking at the current market conditions, and we'll discuss things like the level of competition, how quickly homes are selling, whether there are offer dates, and what type of negotiating room exists. So in today's market, most offers are conditional, and there is usually negotiation involved between the buyer and the seller. Human nature is to negotiate. So part of my role is understanding where the buyer is comfortable, understanding the seller's position, and helping bridge that gap to put a deal together that works best for everybody involved. Preparing an offer is also about making sure that the purchase works financially long term. So we'll discuss things like monthly affordability, future plans, how long the buyer expects to stay in the house, and future resale value. We also look at the condition of the property and whether there may be future maintenance or renovation costs that need to be considered within the buyer's budget. Sometimes buyers love a home emotionally right away, but we still need to make sure that the numbers and the long-term plans make sense before moving forward. Once we've reviewed the market and the buyer's goals, we begin building the overall strategy for the offer. This includes discussing things like purchase price, deposit amount, closing date, conditions, and overall terms of the agreement. Every property and every situation is always different. So the strategy depends on things like the market, the seller's situation, the property itself, the buyer's comfort level and goals, and the goal is to put together an offer that makes sense financially while also positioning the buyer as strongly as possible. Preparing to make an offer is one of the most important stages of the buying process, and this is where we want to make buyers fully understand the market, the property, the budget, and the strategy, so before making any major financial decisions. So once preparation is done properly, the offer process becomes much more organized and manageable. In the next video, I am going to walk you through what actually goes inside the offer, including deposits, conditions, closing dates, inclusions, and how the agreement is structured. Please follow along for the next step. I'm Michelle Bell.